Hello friends, today we will discuss some important why questions, reasoning questions on the topic that electrochemistry. Questions, some important questions are: conductivity decreases with dilution. Why kappa decreases with dilution? That is the question. We know kappa depends upon the number of ions per unit volume. When the solution will be diluted, the volume of the solution increases. If volume increases, then compared to the number of ions produced, the volume will be more. The increasing volume is more. So, resulting the number of ions per unit volume decreases. Because kappa depends upon the number of ions per unit volume. That means on dilution, volume increases, so kappa decreases. That is the answer. Second question, molar conductance increases with dilution. Here, while lambda m increases, but kappa decreases. Lambda m increases because lambda m, already we have read, lambda m equal to kappa into V. What is V? V is the given volume of solution containing 1 molar electrolyte. When the volume increases, then the conductance value increases because the dissociation increases. By dilution, dissociation of electrolytes increases. By dilution, by increasing volume, dissociation increases, so lambda value increases. That is the answer. Third question, sodium bromide and sodium iodide gives bromine and iodine respectively by electrolysis, but sodium fluoride gives oxygen. Why not fluorine? Bromide, iodide gives bromine and iodine, but fluoride gives oxygen. Why not fluoride? Because it depends upon the reduction potential. We have read the ions which will be oxidized, it should have low reduction potential. If ions have low reduction potential, low reduction potential means easily oxidized. Low reduction potential means easily oxidized. If you compare with the reduction potential of I minus, Br minus, that which one? Their reduction potential is low compared to F minus. Compared to F minus. So, as it has a low reduction potential, so they easily oxidize to iodine and bromine. But as fluorine has high reduction potential, it has a high reduction potential, high knot value, as high knot value, but compared to oxygen is high. Compared to oxygen is fluorine has high. That's why cannot be oxidized. So instead of oxidation of F minus, OH minus, that is water, gets oxidized to oxygen. Here water will be easily oxidized to oxygen compared to F minus, because F minus has high reduction potential compared to I minus and Br minus. Because we have to write the answer, you have to explain on the basis of the theory that we have read in electrochemistry. The oxidation reduction generally can be explained on the basis of reduction potential. So this is the difference between reduction potential of I minus, Br minus and F minus and water. So as I minus, Br minus has low reduction potential, they can be easily oxidized to bromine and iodine. But F minus has a high reduction potential compared to water. That's why it cannot be oxidized. So in the solution, water will be oxidized to oxygen. That is the answer. Then fourth question, alternating current used for measuring resistance. Well, we are measuring resistance of any unknown cell. Any cell has resistance. So when like your resistor, for measuring the resistance of the cell, we have to use alternating current. Because if you use DC current undergo what? It helps electrolysis. If you use DC current, then the solution in the electrolytic cell undergo dissociation. So correct resistance will not be measured. That's why alternating current will be used for measuring resistance, because alternating current has no effect on the dissociation of the electrolyte. That's why we are using alternating current, not DC current. Clear? Then fifth question, dry cell becomes dead after a long time. This is very important question. Dry cell, whether you use or you may not use, after long days it will become dead. Automatically voltage run down, voltage decreases, because due to internal resistance. Due to internal resistance, this resistance obtained due to existence of ions in the solution. We have already discussed that the dry cell produces ions in the solution. Due to formation of ions, the internal resistance increases. That's why the voltage of the cell decreases and becomes zero after a long time, mainly due to formation of ions and increasing internal resistance. Mercury cell maintain constant voltage because mercury cell has no formation of ions. It has no formation of ions. So at the net reaction, the only neutral substance are produced, and the reactant and product both are in neutral. No ions are produced. That's why it is maintained a constant voltage throughout the reaction till up to the last. It is so constant voltage. Then seventh question, galvanic cell becomes dead after long time. Very important question. Why galvanic cell becomes dead? Because we know in galvanic cell oxidation occurs at the anode. Always oxidation reaction takes place and produce ions. Produce ions. As the number of ions increases around anode, as the number of ions or the concentration of ions around anode increases compared to the cathode, so the cell becomes dead due to resistance to flow of electron. So as the concentration increases, then the flow of electron will be decreased due to the formation of ions around anode. That's how slowly it opposes the flow of electron by the ions produced the anode. That's why it becomes dead after some time. Not possible to measure the single electrode potential because oxidation and reduction cannot be takes place by itself. Oxidation reduction cannot be occur alone. That's why single cell for a half cell electrode potential cannot be measured, because only loss and gain of electron takes place due to difference in electrode potential. If you take a single electrode, it neither lose or gain electron. That's why for single electrode potential, we cannot measure potential for the half cell because neither oxidation reduction takes place by the cell half cell itself. Rusting is quicker in saline water but slow in alkaline medium. Because rusting generally takes place, already we have read the mechanism, that the nature of reaction in rusting. Rusting generally occurs due to presence of acid, H plus ion. H plus ion helps in the reduction of oxygen. The air contact with the metal, that air contain oxygen. Oxygen will be reduced to water by the help of H plus ion. As in saline water, the rusting process is faster because in saline water the movement of ions will be faster. The formation of ions will be faster in saline medium. That's why that rusting process is faster. But it will be slow in alkaline medium because in alkaline medium the amount of H plus decreases due to neutralization reaction. That's why the rate of rusting becomes slow. So these are some important why questions, reasoning question in this chapter electrochemistry. Now let us discuss the reasoning and assertion questions. How can you give the answer? Reasoning and assertion question, already we have read that in reasoning and assertion question 4 choice will be given. 4 choice. That what are the 4 choices? Choices are like this. Maybe A means both A and R are true. Assertion, reason both are true, and A, reason and R is the correct explanation of A. This is A. Answer will be A. Then B, for B is A and R are both true, but R is not the correct explanation. Both are true, but not explaining the reason. Then C is A is true, but R is false. Then D, that R is true, but A is false. So, like this, we can give the answer. Generally, 4 choice will be asked in CBSE. Let us discuss some questions from the chapter electrochemistry. What is the question? Lambda equivalent of, that is equivalent conductance of weak electrolyte at infinite dilution can be found by Collard's law. By using Collard's law, we can determine the lambda value of weak electrolyte. Is it correct or not? It is a correct statement because graphically lambda value of weak electrolyte cannot determine because the nature of graph of weak electrolyte is like this, becomes parallel to lambda axis. That's why it cannot touch the lambda axis. We cannot determine lambda value at infinite dilution for weak electrolyte. But it can be calculated by using Collard's law. This is the assertion statement. Reason statement is Collard's law is applicable only to weak electrolyte. Is it a correct statement? No. Collard's law can be applicable to weak and strong both. But condition is it should be in infinite dilution. Dilution should be excess, then Collard's law is applicable. So not for weak, it can be applied for both. So A is correct, R is wrong, so answer will be C. So this is the answer is C. C answer. Then second question, zinc displaces copper from copper sulfate solution. Is it correct? Because zinc can displace copper because zinc is more reactive than copper. Here answer is given like this, not reactive form, it is written in the form of reduction potential. Here inert value of zinc is minus 0.76 volt and copper is plus 0.3 volt. It is correct? Because instead of more reactive, less reactive, that can be expressed in terms in junior classes. But in 12 classes, you have to explain in terms of reduction potential. Electrode or element having low reduction potential or more reactive can displace the element which has high reduction potential. As zinc has low reduction potential minus sign, it can displace copper which has positive reduction potential. Negative reduction potential can displace positive reduction potential or high value. Low value can displace high value in terms of reduction potential. So both A and R are correct, and A and R is the correct explanation of A. That's why answer is A. This is the A answer, first answer. Then third question. Assertion statement is the quantity of electricity needed for the depositing 1 mole of silver is different from that of 1 mole of copper. In terms of mole given, but remember same quantity will be used if it will be taken in terms of gram equivalent. If substance always produced in terms of gram equivalent means equal electricity will use. If used for producing same gram equivalent, same quantity of electricity will be used. As it is given in terms of mole, so that is wrong. Which is wrong? Which one? The quantity of electricity needed for depositing 1 mole electricity is different from that of 1 mole. That is correct. Different given means it is correct, not same. Because in terms of gram equivalent will be same. In terms of mole will not be same. So this is the correct statement. It is correct. You see the reason, the statement. The molecular weight of silver and copper are different. Molecular weight silver and copper different, that is also correct, because their atomic mass of silver and copper are different, that is also correct. But it is not, this statement is not the correct explanation of A, because this can be differ only due to different equivalent mass, not in the molecular mass. That's why not in the atomic mass. It depends upon the which one? It depends upon the equivalent mass. That's why molecular weight is given, that is atomic weight is given. That's why this statement is correct. Molecular weight of silver copper differ, that is correct. But as per the assertion, it is not the correct explanation. It will be correct explanation will be that equivalent weight of silver and copper are different. Equivalent weight of copper and silver are different, that will be the correct explanation of A. But this statement is correct and first statement also correct, but not the actual explanation. So like this you can solve many questions from this chapter. Okay, thank you.